Okay, assignment 3, video 1. I'm going to start off this video assuming that you were able to start the drawing using the correct template and that that you were able to draw the property lines as outlined in the PDF file on eLearn. Next up is to label the lines. To do that, you have to make sure you have this menu bar open. With this menu bar right here, if you do not have it open, what you have to do is go to this pull down menu here, go all the way down to where yours would say show menu bar. If you click on that, the menu bar should pop up. So to start labeling lines, we'll go to the lines/curves. Clicking on this, go down to the add line/curve labels, and then click on the add line and curve labels. This menu bar, this dialog box should pop up. Then we're going to go to the line label style. We're going to click on this and go to the bearing over distance because this is the one that we found didn't have that glitch in it that shows the little foot indicator instead of metric or staying in decimal units. So we're going to just make a copy of this current selection, make a copy of the bearing over distance. Under the information tab, we're going to click on A3 space dash space. We're going to get rid of the copy at the end and leave it like that. Next step is to go to the General tab. Under the layer, everything stays the same. Under the layer, we switch to the A3-property label. We're going to click on OK, and it should change in the preview. Next step is to go to the layout. Under the layout, under the component name of bearing, we're going to go down to the text height and switch it to 2. We're going to go to the contents, and we want to switch the contents from a decimal second to just to the nearest second. So to do that, we have to go to contents, clicking on this area here, and then the 3 dots. Another dialog box will open up. Click on this. Click on the item in the preview. Once you click on that, it'll automatically change to the correct properties. What you'll do is go down to precision. You'll see where it says 0.01 seconds. Clicking on this once and twice will bring up this menu. We just go down to the nearest 1 second, and then in order for the changes to take effect, you have to click on this arrow to apply the changes to this area right here. Once you click on this, this will change a little bit. We can click on OK, and that will change the precision to the nearest second. The next step is to go to the under the component name, clicking on this area right here, go down to distance, and the only thing we'll change right here is the text height that says 2.5 millimeters, and we'll change that to 2. After that, the last thing to change is the drag state, and from what I said, for the leader, the visibility, we switch to false. And for the display, instead of stack text, we're going to click on as composed. After that, we can simply click on apply and OK. Now with this line label style created, we can simply go and add. And what we're going to do is clicking on add. Now you can just simply click on the property line that you wish to add a label to. Now, in order to get the correct distance from this end to this end, you have to make sure that this line segment starts and ends, or starts right here. It breaks apart. You can't draw this as one long line because then it will give a distance for the entire line segment. So you have to make sure they're in individual segments for this to take place. So just clicking on the line segments now, you can see how quickly it will label the lines for you and save a significant amount of time. So clicking on these ones right here, I believe this one and this one have, then we just have the one in the middle here, one over here, one over here, one over here, I think this one will have one, this one, and I think all of these indicate a bearing and a distance as well. So after you've drawn it all, then you have this information up, and I believe that these ones have everything as well. Good. Oh, I think one more right up here, and oh, these ones as well. Okay, I think everything's labeled accordingly, so you can see how quickly you can label the lines. The next thing that we're going to have to do is, oh, I think I missed one, so we'll add one more right here. The next thing, the ones that I didn't label only have distances, so we actually have to create another one. And to do that, we're going to use the A3 bearing over distance, and we're going to make a copy of this one here. So copy current selection, and for this one here, we're just going to have A3 and distance. We're going to get rid of the bearing over distance. Now again, we have to use this one here. We have to start with this here so it doesn't put the foot indicator instead of leaving that as a decimal unit. Again, it's a glitch in AutoCAD, so but it's there's a ways around it. So we'll do this. Keep this A3-distance. We're going to go to General. This will stay the same because we want to put it on the same layer. Go to the Layout, and right here is where we switch it. Where under the component name it says Bearing and Visibility is True. We just simply switch this to False, so that just the distance shows up. The distance here should still be 2 millimeters. When you change the component name, and the drag state should still be as composed. So everything's the same. You just had to switch the bearing from true to false for the visibility. We click on apply and OK. Now what we'll see here is under the line label style we have a couple of choices, the bearing over distance and just distance. So with this highlighted right here and we click on add, we can simply add the distances that go in. And then the frontages like this. And looks like I have a couple more to do. So just like that, the property lines get labeled and should be that quick. Okay, that takes care of the line segments, the single segments. Let's take a look at the curve label style. With a curve label style, we want to show the length, the radius, the chord, and the chord bearing, or the direction of the chord. So to do that, we're going to start off with a distance over radius, and again make a copy of this current selection. We're going to change it to A3 distance. We call it distance, radius, chord, and direction. Distance, radius, chord, direction. After that, we'll click on General. What we'll see is the layer 0. We want to switch that to the correct layer, which is A3 property label. Then we go to the layout. And for here, the component name, distance, radius, that's fine. We'll just leave that for now. We'll switch the text height to 2. And then what we're going to do is we want to change the contents to add the chord and the direction of the chord. So to do that, we click on this right here, and then click on the 3 dots, which will open this up. So right now, the length and the radius we keep the same. what you do is click at the end here in this preview. If you type in enter and then you type in a capital CH equals, and then under properties, this pull down menu here, we go to the general segment curve chord length, and then we click this arrow to send it over, and we can see it appear here. And then at the end of this we hit enter, and that right there adds the chord length. And right now we're going to add the chord direction, and we're going to send it over. But actually, before doing that, we'll just double check. Precision is 1 second. Oh, and the format is spaced, and I did indicate to switch this from spaced to non-spaced. So before sending it over, make sure of that, then send it over here and it'll appear here. Then we can simply click on OK. And last step is to go to the drag state, change the display from stack text to as composed. Clicking on apply and OK, we can see that the curve label style is now the one that we created, and we can simply click on add, and then we'll zoom into here, and clicking on the curve section, it puts in the length, radius, chord, and the bearing of the chord. And then we can click on this one as well to add it there, and then click on this and this, and just like that the chord information is added. Now, as you can see from the diagram provided on eLearn, this actually is on the other side. In order to switch that over, we can simply click on the information here, go up to this area here where it says flip label, and it should flip it to the other side of the line. So to do the same thing, we'll hit escape to get rid of the selection, and we'll do the same thing for this. Clicking on this, go up to where it says flip label, and then hit escape, and it simply puts it to the other side of the line. Okay, so just like that, or hopefully this will talk you through how to label the lines in Civil 3D, and this concludes video 1.